after the game, it's the aftermath. Win or lose, we still wave our commander's flag. Riding with Wentz under center, making the pass. Jahan Dotson, young rookie, making a splash. That burgundy and gold, that's what we about. Jonathan Allen knocking QBs to the ground. We die hard and nobody can shut us down. Cause this is the greatest show in town. Let's go! Go, 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 go.
What's good, Washington Commander fans? All right, another bum ass game by the Commanders, as always. Seems like the Commanders can never get out of their way. Seems like the Commanders always doing something to cause them game. But for this game, it was trash. From the play calling to the defense, as always playing bad. The two only bright spots, well, only one bright spot was Brian Robinson. I mean, the defense had 9 sacks in this game. 9 sacks. The Commanders turned the ball over 6 times. You would think 9 sacks will win you games, but no. Nevertheless, let it be the Commanders to mess this game up, as always. I mean, you gave 3 turnovers for 21 points in the game. And then nevertheless, what you do, Sam Howell almost got hurt in the game for rushing to get in the end zone. Leno, as always, I complain about it. This dude makes more babies than he makes blocks on the field. If Leno had practiced protection, he might know how to protect on the field. You know what I'm saying? So the fact of the matter is, Leno is a bust. But guess what? Ron Rivera is going to show sympathy for him because what? Leno lost a kid this year. My heart goes out to him. But on the playing field, he's trash. He's trash. I mean, it's bad when your starting wide receiver looks disengaged in the game. Looks disengaged. You let a guy named DeVito come in the game, bust y'all tail, throw for over 300 yards. Saquon Barkley looked like he had a resurgence. I tell you this, every team that plays us is always, when they play the Commanders, it's a get-right game. You know why? Because the Commanders don't play competitive football throughout the game. They do just enough, and then when they get behind, they want to have all this extra urgency or this extra urgency just to get back in the game. F that, man. I mean, at the end of the day, I looked at it at some ways and said, well, hey, Eric Bieniemy could probably stay because Sam Howell, him and his bomb. But guess what? After watching this game, man, this offense is trash. Yeah, this is a showcase of the offense for Eric Bieniemy to show what he can do with, not Eric Bieniemy, but what Sam Howell could do. But you best believe ownership already look in the box and say, hey, we ain't keeping none of these guys. We could get a better offensive coordinator here to get Sam Howell right. And if he's that guy, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure Sam Howell's going to get every opportunity next year to see if he's the guy going forward. Yeah, they're going to have something to work with when they come in next year. But guess what? Sam Howell don't cut it. If Sam Howell take these sacks, Sam Howell keep turning this ball over like he's doing this year, guess what? He won't be here the following year. This new ownership, new GM, new head coach is going to look for their guy. And then next year to find that guy, so damn be it. You know what I'm saying? And maybe this is a way for them to say, well, hey, after the season, if we lose out every game and we have a chance to pick a quarterback, maybe they're going to end up picking a quarterback in the draft. And guess what? If they pick a quarterback in the draft, You best believe Sam Howell is going to be on a short leash like that, because the fact of the matter is they are not going to waste any ounce more on a guy that looks like he plays the part but can't finish the part. You can start the movie, but that doesn't mean you're gonna end in the movie. You know what I'm saying? So take that for whatever it worth. My thing is this here. I can't even be upset anymore about this mess. I can't, because the fact of the matter is care. Jack Del Rio don't care. Eric B. Enemy is just saying all the right things because he wants a head coaching job. Guess what? He's not gonna get it. He's gonna get passed over again. He's always gonna be a coordinator in the game. When you run the ball successfully as we did today, um, you should have been able to play action out of that. You didn't use no play action in the game at all. No play action whatsoever in the game. And then guess what? You think that that's going to help you? No, it's not. Because the fact of the matter is that you wasting time. So Howell had 3 interceptions in the game. 3 interceptions. He was sacked. What? DeVito was sacked 9 times. Had 3 touchdown passes for 246. If I said 3 something early on, my bad. But he had 246. Barkley had 83 yards rushing, and he had 57 yards on receiving. Brian Robinson had 73 yards rushing. You would think if you rushed the ball for 73 yards, you were able to play action out of that. Keep doing. Sam Howell had 229, 3 interceptions, 1 touchdown. Then you were sacked 4 times in this game. Logan Thomas had 5 catches for 58 yards. Brian Robinson, 7 catches for 58 yards. Terry McLaurin, 5 for 43. He ain't doing nothing. Jahan had the only touchdown in the game. Nobody really done nothing. Cole Turner, I didn't even know he caught a pass for 7 yards, to be honest with you. I mean, everything. Let me look here. Logan Thomas lost a fumble. Brian Pringle lost a fumble. Rodriguez lost a fumble. Brian Robinson fumbled, but we didn't lose it. So we lost 3 fumbles and fumbled 4 times because we got 1 back. That's bad. That's bad. KJ Henry had a sack and a half in the game. I think he's going to be all right. He might be a holdover. He might be all right. To be honest with y'all guys, I hate to say it, but don't look for Terry to stay with this team. If this team does not improve next year, don't look for Terry to stay with this team. Why should he? Why should he? He was on the sideline looking distraught. Like, damn, man, I got to go through another 4 years, 5 years of bad football to improve at all. Has not. This team has not did anything to improve at all. Not 1 ounce of improvement on this team. Because guess what? They don't care. Ron Rivera is already mentally checked out. He just there at the press conference to say what he wanted to say, but he knows that he's not going to be there next year. He's not going to be there. And then guess what's going to happen? We're going to get somebody that's going to come in that's offensive minded. Sam Howell's going to be under center to a new coordinator. We probably run the ball more. We probably be able to pass a little bit more efficient. We probably have a better offensive line. There's things in place for this team to take off next year. But right now, we got to bear the bad football of this team just so we could get to next season. Fans, tired of it. They want Ron Rivera fired. Rather Ron Rivera get fired today, tomorrow, next week, the following one. It don't matter. He's going to get fired at the end of the season. And then what? We fire him. Then we allow Eric B. Enemy to carry this team, and then we look even worse because Eric Bieniemy can't adjust to anything. He doesn't know how to adjust to a lot of to situational football, and maybe maybe um um Kenny McCoy had a point. Andy Reid was probably holding his hand the whole time. I mean, it just goes to show you that how bad this team is. This team ain't good, guys. I mean, I had hope early in the season. I had hope since training camp when I was there, but this team is not good. This team is not good by a long shot. This team is bad. Is going to remain bad. Then you throw an interception towards the end of the game that went for a touchdown to seal it. How do you do that? How never played that reckless in college. But today, he is looked like he went back to the early part of the season, how bad he played. He was playing decent football for the last 3 or 4 games. And you went right back to reverting to be that guy again. You had 34, the Commanders' time of possession was 34-51. They had a total of 403 yards, 229 passing. They had 74 yards rushing. If you would tell me the Commanders had 174 yards rushing and 229 yards passing and still lose the game and have one penalty and all of that. And guess what? What was really bad? It was the turnovers. 6 turnovers in the game. 3 fumbles, 3 interceptions. We got 9 sacks. We gave up 4. 7 plays to 54. And all of the Giants' score came off of turnovers. That's how they beat us. But guess what? The Giants beat us for the 2nd straight year. 2nd straight year. Again. And guess what? We looking crazy. And I just don't know, man. I mean, I'm reading tweets right now. Commanders Declassified say, rank our last several OCs solely based on their time here. Eric B. Gruden, Turner, McVay, Shanahan, and O'Donnell. And from EB, Gruden, and Scott Turner, we could cross them out because neither one of them good. McVay, Shanahan, and O'Donnell would have been good for us. Somebody say, are we still sold on Sam Howell? Well, me personally, still out on Sam Howell. Like I said, Sam Howell gonna find with this guy. They're gonna find a quality backup, and what's going to happen is Sam Howell's gonna be auditioning for the job next year. And if the new GM and the new head coach don't like him, guess what? Sam Howell's gone. Sam Howell is going to be gone. And it's sad to say, but it is true. It's true. Because there is no way in the world. Wow. Somebody said, wow, look at my franchise quarterback once again in crunch time. Oh, but at least he's a top 10 in passing. I mean, that some of that stuff don't mean nothing to me. I got George Cromie on Twitter. He said, there's a very real possibility that the Commanders lose 31-10 against the Cowboys on Thursday. At this point, fire who you need to and use that mini bye to prepare Bieniemy to be head coach. Give him a few games to show what he has. Then go into the offseason. Go into offseason with some data. I agree. And I had the same sentiment early. Is that after the Dallas game, going to the bye, Rivera, give Eric Bieniemy all the tools that he needs to prepare coming out of that bye week, and then let him see what he has. And then after that, boom. Because you got to think, Chase and Montez, we probably mad at Chase and all those for leaving, but I'm not even worried about it. But these guys have mentally checked out on Ron Rivera. Ron Rivera has lost his team a long time ago. He lost his team a long time ago, and they ain't just started this season. He lost his team last year. When this team had a chance to make the playoffs last year, Ron Rivera lost that team. By him getting up there and saying, "Oh, do we need? We supposed to make the playoffs?" He lost his team when he didn't allow Scott Turner to try out Sam Howell to see if he was the guy. You know what I'm saying? We could have had a shot to make the playoffs last year. That would have gave him some kind of validity. But guess what? By that, Ron Rivera, Jack Del Rio lost his team a long time ago. They lost Montez and Chase. Yeah, Duran signed back with us because guess what? He knew he was not going to get that kind of money nowhere else. So he took it. You knew you had 2 contracts coming up. But guess what? You alienate Chase because you didn't want to pick up his 5th-year option. If you had picked up his 5th-year option, you probably would have had a better shot of signing him in the offseason and tagging Montez. You know what I'm saying? You could sign Montez and tag Chase. But no, we trade them off. So hey, it's what it is from this point. Then you look at it. Another point of this is that point of emphasis is that in this game, I mean, in this not just the game, but the overall from the season to now, is that Ron Rivera doesn't give nothing. The guys know that he's not a good coach. Yeah, he might be a good motivational speaker, but where the hell do we look like with Ron Rivera long term? Hell, he couldn't get it done to Carolina. So all of this stuff is playing. All of this stuff is playing in the back of our minds. It's over, man. It's over. Somebody said that, hey, why not fire Ron and Jack now through it not like retaining them is doing any of us a favor? They both seem like they aren't engaged at all, and they are not. And Cromie responded and said, because realistically, you only have 2 practices before Thursday, and that's true because you have to fly out to Dallas. And with the current staff, he will be handicapped. Ron Rivera, Jack Rivera will relieve of their duties. Hogs does anything until the end of the season. Yeah, I agree, Reggie. They aren't firing anyone. I mean, there's a possibility. And maybe they have somebody that could probably help EB. We don't know that. You still got that analytics guy there. So that analytics guy could give all EB all the input that is not. I mean, if a guy said, well, you know, he's over. Chris Tillman say I agree with Rick Snyder's take on this. Putting EB as head coach wouldn't be doing him any favors and would probably torpedo any future chances he has of getting a head coaching gig. It will be much more promise. Now it's impulsive. I don't think so. I think, you know, with Thursday's game coming up, then I could say, yeah, it could be impulsive. But firing him after and going into the bye week, yeah, I don't think it would be impulsive because guess what? You're only gonna have what? You're only gonna have games left. They got 1, 2. They got the Cowboys, the Dolphins, back to back. Okay, the bye week is after that. Then you're gonna have 4 games left. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you got 6 games left. You get through the next 2 games, going to the bye week. Guess what? You let Ron Rivera go play the last 4 games. I mean, hell, it can't hurt. So what else can it go wrong? But y'all tell me, what do you think the course of action for Ron Rivera and Jack Del Rio right now? because right now we about to lose players on this team. You could tell there's some players on this team. I'm telling you, Jonathan Allen wants out. Terry most likely wants out. You know, and in the off season come, you're gonna just have to find whatever you can to rebuild this team from the draft and get rid of some of these guys. You know, Terry, Allen. You know, you probably hold them, have no contracts on the books, and then start fresh. So that's my take, man. But the Washington Commanders, they're a travesty, man. They trash, orange, straight trash. You know what I'm saying? Because the fact of the matter is, they're not gonna be able to win games. Yeah, 4 games on the season. Whoop de doo. But anyway, this is your Washington Commanders post game report. Until then, catch me Monday for Washington Commanders the aftermath. We go a little bit more detail in it, but it's what it is, man. I'm out. Peace.